They laughed at the streaming idea. Then Netflix gave them a hard time. Blockbuster was the absolute king of home entertainment. Millions packed their stores every weekend, looking for the perfect VHS to go with pizza and a night on the couch. It was more than routine. It was a piece of 90s life, and nobody imagined that something so solid could collapse. While Blockbuster's shelves were bursting with movies and impatient customers, far from all that noise, a small player quietly started writing a different kind of story. A player who didn't need stores, counters, or late fees. It only needed time and the patience to wait for the giants to make a fatal mistake. That mistake came in 2000. Netflix was barely a startup, just big dreams and not much else. And yet it offered Blockbuster a deal to buy the entire company for $50 million, an amount that for a company like Blockbuster was barely more than loose change. But they laughed at the offer, literally, thought it was a joke. Before continuing, remember to leave me your like and subscribe to continue seeing more content like this. Blockbuster at that time was not just any company. It had more than 9,000 stores across the US and around the world. Revenue surpassed $1 billion. Its name was synonymous with movie night. They ruled an era, but they didn't see the trap. They were already standing on ground that was starting to crack beneath them. Their business model, built on late fees, made millions. Yes, but it also quietly bred something else, the hatred of its customers. Who doesn't remember that bitter moment? Returning a movie late, only to find an extra charge waiting. Profitable in the short term, yes, but as we'll see, it was a time bomb, one waiting to explode. And here's the blind spot many still overlook. Blockbuster believed the physical world would last forever. They bet people would always choose the ritual, walking into the store, browsing the aisles, handling the case. That physical connection would never go away. They bet everything on an experience that was slowly losing its magic. Comfort was coming, and it wasn't going to knock on the door. Netflix started offering DVDs by mail, a slow idea, almost laughable to many. Who would wait days to watch a movie? But what they missed was this. Netflix wasn't betting on shipping discs. It was betting on changing how people connect with entertainment. When Blockbuster turned down Netflix's offer, CEO John Antioco was sure his company was indestructible. Arrogance had him blindfolded. They saw Netflix as a niche, just another small, irrelevant business, doomed to wash up and disappear. Meanwhile, the tsunami of change was already on its way, and every minute brought it closer to disaster. Netflix didn't stop. While Blockbuster kept opening new stores, Netflix kept refining its model. It heard what Blockbuster ignored. People wanted flexibility. They wanted to watch movies without being overcharged for nonsense fees. They wanted flexibility, something Blockbuster had already lost. In 2007, the real blow hit. Netflix launched its streaming service. No more waiting. No more discs in the mail. The future had arrived. Movies now appeared on your screen with a single click. Instantly, no fines, no leaving home. While Netflix kept growing in silence, Blockbuster looked the other way, still clinging to past glory. Blockbuster tried to react. Late. Poorly. They launched their own streaming platform, but with no direction and no real understanding of the cultural shift taking place. It was like watching a giant try to dance with his feet chained. The customers had already chosen a side. The debt kept growing. Blockbuster was drowning in $1 billion of obligations it couldn't meet. Its digital experiments, a big failure. The stores started closing, one after another. What had been an unstoppable entertainment machine was now a house of cards, collapsing in plain sight. And if you thought there was still hope, here came the end. In 2010, Blockbuster declared bankruptcy. In 2011, Dish Network bought what remained, the final curtain for a fallen giant. They tried again, played the nostalgia card, but the market no longer had time for ghosts. Today, there's only one Blockbuster store left in the world, in Bend, Oregon, a living museum, a place people visit for nostalgia, not movies. A small altar to a time that's gone forever. A quiet reminder of what happens when you mistake size for invincibility. The Blockbuster story is not just another chapter in business books. It's a brutal warning, one of those giant signs on the road that no one wants to see until it's too late. Believing that past achievements guarantee future success is one of the most dangerous traps, and one many fall into, whether they're a company, a professional, or a hopeful entrepreneur. The world doesn't stop waiting for you. Innovation doesn't knock politely to announce its arrival. It just moves forward. And if you don't keep up, it runs you over without looking back. Blockbuster didn't fall because of one small mistake. It fell because of many bad decisions, all driven by something worse: arrogance. That $50 million moment, when they famously refused to buy Netflix, wasn't just a fluke. It was a symptom of a much deeper disease. It wasn't just turning down a company that seemed utterly insignificant at the time. It was rejecting everything it stood for, the future itself. It was staring evolution in the face and laughing. And when you mock the future doesn't care. It just buries you. They thought they were too big to fall, too established, too well-known, too loved to disappear. That mentality, that's what doomed them. Not the competition, not the market, not even the technology. The real trap was inside, their own refusal to question what they thought was unshakable. Their comfort masked as safety, their deliberate blindness. And if you think this is something from the past, think again. Right now, while you're watching this, companies are repeating the same mistakes. Companies dominating their sector with loyal customers, massive brands, endless resources, and yet walking a tightrope, blind to it. Technology doesn't respect past glories or care at all. When change comes, it wipes out everything in its way. The speed at which everything evolves today is brutal. What works today can be obsolete tomorrow. A revolutionary technology today may be irrelevant tomorrow, and anyone who thinks their position is safe is already standing on the edge. The story of Blockbuster should echo through every office, every boardroom, every dreamy startup, every giant corporation. It's not just history, it's a warning. Adapt or die, no other choices left. That phrase, so simple, so brutal, holds an undeniable truth. It's both the start and the finish line, the core of any survival strategy in this shifting world. Those who adapt, evolve. Those who don't, vanish. Doesn't matter how many millions you made last year. It doesn't matter how many awards you've displayed on your walls. It doesn't matter how many stores you opened or records you broke. The world doesn't stop to recognize you. It just keeps going and going. Today, every closed Blockbuster store is more than an empty space. It's a raw lesson. Each total closing sign, a reminder no one is too big to fail. Even the memories of walking through those blue and yellow aisles, searching for your favorite movie, are a warning that what feels eternal isn't, that what feels safe can vanish in an instant. The problem was never Netflix. It was never the competition. The problem was refusing to see what was right in front of them. And that, more than anything, is the costliest mistake you can make. Netflix didn't kill Blockbuster. Blockbuster did it to itself. While Netflix kept innovating, taking risks, adapting, Blockbuster stayed trapped in the mirror, staring at a version of itself that no longer exists. The final image is powerful. A lonely store in a corner of Oregon, surviving not by selling movies, but selling nostalgia. Beautiful nostalgia. But also sad, because no empire lasts forever when it refuses to change. That's all for now. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Also, don't forget to subscribe, share, leave your like, and activate the notification bell to have more content like this.